now.
Hi, I'm Keeper Tyler, and I'm one of the carnivore keepers here, and we are here to celebrate Baya's first birthday. So she's about to come out any second now, that she is right there, and that's her mom, Shanti, behind her. So we got all these presents for her, and she's gonna have a blast. Baya just turned 1 year old today, and Shanti is her mom, and she is 11 years old. And Baya's dad, Tai Lung, he is inside the bedrooms right now, just relaxing. He is 10 years old. Snow leopards, they're from Central Asia area, so you can find them up in the Himalayan mountains. They love the mountainous areas, things like that. And they, you can see their coat is very, very well adapted for the camouflage that they use. So right now Baya is actually eating some of her meat that we put out for her birthday. And again, like Milan, if anybody watched last week, it is very similar to ground beef that you use for human consumption, only this is specially formulated for our exotic felines. And yep, Baya's, she has to get everything she can. So Shanti is a very, very patient mother with her. And she's probably being extra nice with her because I'm going to assume that she knows it's her daughter's birthday today. And yeah, we had some staff make some paper-mache balloons and stuff like that for her. That's what you can see her investigating right now. And all the presents and that nice banner. We are hoping that she will kind of play with some of these presents and make a big mess. Yeah, if anybody has any questions at all, Lana will let us know, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability.
Right now, we are full of birthday wishes. Yeah. Oh, Banner surprised her.
But you can see the snow leopards, they have that really long tail, and that's really, they can use that a lot for the balance as, they're climbing up the tall mountains and stuff like that. And then they will also wrap it around their face, so when it's real cold out, they can wrap that around their face and their body, and it kind of acts as extra protection against the wind and then keep them warm in the really cold weather because they are actually up high in the high mountains. And then you can see they have those big feet. There's almost like snowshoes that they can use. That helps protect them, from their feet falling into the snow as they're walking on that terrain. So they're really well adapted for the cold weather and the snowy climates.
Layla wants to know, what are their favorite food?
Their favorite food, Baya really enjoys the Nebraska that we gave her, and then they also love baby food, and chicken is also one of their favorite foods. So kind of like humans, they like chicken.
Caleb wants to know if Baya got a birthday present.
She did get a birthday present. We are going to give her some extra special treats later on in the day, and I gave her something special for breakfast. So yeah, we kind of give their favorite foods, like we said earlier. I'll give to her because it's a special day today.
So what do you think she thinks of all of her birthday enrichment and presents?
I think she enjoys it. I think right now she's trying to get all that food that we put out there, but hopefully once it's all eaten up, she will start interacting with all of her presents.
So will Baya stay with her parents for life, or do they usually separate?
They will separate. So here, about 18 to 22 months, the mom will separate from the cubs. So we do let, Shanti and Baya stay together for now, and then we will let Tai, the dad, usually the father in the wild, will stay completely separate from the mom and the cubs. So Shanti and Baya will be together for a little while now still, and then we will work on separating her, especially if we get a recommendation for her to go out to another institution.
So how do you decide on what to create for the gifts?
For the gifts?
For the enrichment.
So all these presents that they got, those are, they enjoy boxes. We have to do something that we don't want to risk the animal consuming, so cardboard boxes are really good for this reasoning, and then kind of this paper mache that we have, because we know that they'll play with it and they can rip into it, but there's pretty much a zero chance that they will ingest it. And if there were a chance, of any ingestion, we keep an eye on it. And mostly all of our cats don't, ingest any of the boxes or anything like that. So we always keep, the safety of the animal in mind with all these.
Luke wants to know, how often do they sleep?
They can sleep, anywhere 10 plus hours a day. Again, like a lot of your larger cats, they tend to sleep a lot during the day, and they'll hunt real early in the morning and real late at night, right before the sun comes up and before the sun, right after the sun goes down. There we go, Baya's playing with her balloons.
Well, happy birthday to you too, Lindsay. So you mentioned you were going to give Baya some special treats later on. What are those treats?
We have some, a little bit like beef cubes, like roast beef cubes that we'll give to her. Again, we have chicken that we thaw out and we cut that up for her. And they enjoy baby food and stuff like that. So, turkey baby food. All those things that we kind of keep for enrichment, novel foods that we try not to give her every single day, that we give her occasions like this.
One present has been opened.
Shanti's getting into it.
So Logan and Anderson want to know, how long have Mom and Dad been here at the Akron Zoo?
Shanti's been here, I'd say 10 years. She got here
2009. I think it was 2009.
Like 10, 11 years. Ty got here a couple years ago. So this is Ty's first cub. So he's relatively new here to the Akron Zoo, only a couple years.
What is Baya's favorite enrichment item?
Baya loves this stuff that she can knock around. So anything like, the boomer balls that we have. We also have these Weeble toys that it's kind of like they're really heavy at the bottom and they sway. She really likes knocking those around. But she also really loves pestering her mom. So I'd say her mom's one of her favorites, especially her mom's tail. She loves playing with that.
Uh-oh.
So now Baya's getting curious on what Mom's doing. And there's probably just different scents in there because we were just out there. So there's, different scents out there from us that she's investigating also.
Happy birthday, Melinda. How long do snow leopards live?
In captivity, they can live anywhere 18 to 20 years.
And how long would they live in their native habitat?
In the native habitat, they can live 10, 11 years, anywhere around there.
So what is the birthday cake made out of?
That is just paper mache that we use, and then boxes. So it's kind of paper mache boxes. It's literally just cardboard and paper mache around it. And then obviously the paint with the flowers and everything. And then the other ones are just wrapped, regular gift wrapped cardboard boxes.
Will Baya be part of a conservation or breeding program in the future?
She will, and we should find out about that sometime in the next, several months when the SSP program gets together and they decide if they want to place her somewhere, once she gets older and where she will go, and we will kind of go from there on where we want to, what they decide to do with her.
So what is an SSP program?
SSP is Species Survival Plan, and, it's a big thing. It's trying to get genetic diversity in these cats and try to help save their species, in conservation and zoos and aquariums and stuff like that. So it's really helpful for, just preserving and conserving these species. And we have several SSP programs that we participate in here at the Akron Zoo.
So Therese wants to know, are they always so big at 1 year old?
That's about the average size for them, about a year old. And what we have been doing is we will kind of keep an eye on her. So we will get her weight monthly, and we keep an eye on how she's doing compared to, what they should be at that range and that age, and also compared to what Shanti's other cubs were at that age.
Leo wants to know if they drink a lot of water.
They don't drink a lot of water. They mainly, you know, when they drink, they can drink for a couple minutes and then they won't drink for several hours.
Would you mind explaining what Nebraska is again?
Yes, Nebraska is a specially formulated diet. It's a meat product that we feed to all of our carnivores here, and it has all those vitamins and nutrients that the felines, you know, require in their diet and in their system. And we get it, you know, from a company, and that's what we mainly feed all of our carnivores.
So how many cubs does Shanti have?
Grand total, she has 8 cubs, and 7 of those were from another dad. And then again, Tide Long, this is his first cub with Shanti.
So can Baya climb to the top with Shanti yet?
Not yet, she's getting close. About where she is as high as she can get. So Shanti still has, you know, a little bit more time to where when she wants to just be left alone and away from this, she will go up top, and that's her escape a little bit.
So do snow leopards feel emotions? Like, do they feel happy, sad,
Yeah, they
etc.?
do that, and they can express it too. I mean, and the one big thing with our cats is they will show, you know, they sometimes tend to like certain people or certain things more than others. So that's one of the big things that they will show is just the interest in different items or different people.
So shouldn't there be snow for a snow leopard?
There should be. Obviously, right now we're in the spring, so there's no snow. But as it gets warmer with their climate they're used to, we'll put misters out, and then we also, inside their bedrooms, it is air conditioned. So as it gets warmer, we will give them access to the cool air so that, you know, obviously it's not, and we'll also put ice out here on the habitat for them. So we try to give them any of those things that they would require in their native climate to make sure they're cooled off.
How many spots do they have?
So leopards in general can have anywhere between 800 and 1,200 spots or rosettes on their body.
Do they shed their fur?
They can shed, yes. Snow leopards, you can see how thick that fur is, especially when we're cleaning their bedrooms. It is not uncommon to every day find, you know, fur as we're cleaning up.
Does Baya have any siblings?
She is not. She is actually an only child.
What do they do when the keepers aren't around? Emma is asking.
When the keepers aren't around, a lot of times what we do is we can watch them on cameras, or we're almost positive that Baya and Shanti, they relax a lot, or Baya just plays with Shanti a lot of the time. Usually when we leave the zoo at night, you know, they've had dinner and they just kind of relax and rest for the night.
Just know that a lot of these questions we've already answered, so I encourage you to go back and watch the video in full to get your question answered. How many snow leopards are here at the zoo, Lydia is asking.
We have 3 snow leopards at the zoo. So we have Shanti, Baya, and then Tai Long is Baya's father. So 3 total.
Tucker wants to know, why do the snow leopards grow up so fast?
They grow up so fast because, you know, in their natural habitat and just the way they're physiologically, you know, made and everything, and with the prey that is, you know, required in their nature, that just they need to get bigger faster just so that they can help with the resources that are in the wild.
See if we can zoom in on there. So Shanti's got some green on her nose.
She's got all over her cheeks too, it looks like.
So can you give the big cats catnip?
We generally do not give our big cats catnip. But what we would do, we will substitute, and they really enjoy other scents or spices such as cinnamon, ginger, clove, anything like that. They really enjoy those.
Layla wants to know how you tell them apart.
You can tell them apart, Shanti and Baya especially, because obviously Shanti's a little bit bigger than Baya, and the way we can tell Ty apart, their dad is, for me, he's actually very vocal, and he loves to talk a lot. And Baya gets that from her dad a little bit. She tends to talk quite a bit too.
Do they eat vegetables?
We do not offer them any vegetables at all. Since they are carnivores, and that is what their digestive system requires, we mainly give them meat products.
Do you ever go into the habitat with them?
We do not ever go in with them at all. Everything we do is, protected from us, not only for our safety, but also for their safety. So we will shift them into their bedrooms when we need to clean their habitat like this. And then once we're done cleaning, we will shift them out. And so we were never in the same space as them.
That is a very green snow leopard.
Yeah.
What age do you start breeding?
We typically start breeding around 2 years old. We'll probably get that, the recommendation in about a year, and then it takes a lot of time just to get, that cat acclimated with the other cat, and we try to keep it as close to when they would in the wild, so around 2 years old.
Rose wants to know who's going to blow out the candle.
We will see. I think at this rate, it looks like Shanti's probably going to as soon as she's done with that ball. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see who does anything with the cake.
Are snow leopards endangered?
Yeah, they are endangered. I think there's only about 4,000 to 7,000 left in the wild.
So in their native habitat, what kind of temperatures would they be living in?
When they're up high in the mountains, they can get anywhere in the sub-zeros to obviously freezing temperatures. And it's, mostly actually, if it's snowing or can be dry, they typically are in the higher altitudes, so it's usually dry.
Lydia wants to know if snow leopards can be different colors.
They cannot. So they have this coat coloration for a reason, and they are always with that kind of white gray color with those black rosettes and spots.
Briella and Gianna want to know, how much does Baya weigh?
Baya weighs right around 55 pounds.
And she doesn't know what to make of Mom making all that noise with the banner. Happy birthday, Lydia. So how much does Shanti weigh in comparison to Baya?
Shanti weighs 90 pounds, so she's about 35 pounds heavier than Baya.
At this time, we do not have a reopen date. As soon as we know, we will definitely share with everybody because we miss all of you. Could a snow leopard live in Antarctica?
Typically, you will not see them in that. They are typically from that Central Asia area. So it's things such as the Himalaya mountains.
Is Shanti a grandma yet?
She is a grandma. I know one of her cubs had cubs not too long ago.
Malaya did,
Malaya
yes.
did, yeah, so she is technically a grandma. Now Baya's getting some green on her face too.
Do these two wrestle a lot?
Yes, they wrestle a lot. One of Baya's favorite things to do is to play with Shanti and wrestle around with her. So they really enjoy doing that.
Will Baya be staying at the zoo?
She will be staying at the zoo for a while, just until we get, again, that recommendation from the SSP if we were to send her somewhere else for a breeding recommendation.
Can Shanti and Baya see us through the glass?
They can definitely see us through the glass, and one of Shanti's favorite things to do is come and watch people and visitors and guests at the glass, so they really enjoy interacting with people.
So how heavy will Baya grow to be?
She will grow to be about 90 to 110 pounds in that weight range, so she still has a little bit of growing left to do.
What is Shanti's personality like?
Shanti is very personable to people in general. She really enjoys interacting with the keepers here and usually any of the staff that's around. And she's also very patient with Baya, and she really loves interacting with Baya and taking care of her. She was a really good mom with Baya.
Does one show dominance over the other, or will they do that as Baya gets older?
As Baya gets older, yes, Shanti will kind of put her in her place a little bit. Sometimes if Baya's playing too much with Shanti and Shanti just wants to be left alone, she'll kind of let her know.
Something about that one balloon.
I know.
Can you tell snow leopards apart by their tails like you can with cheetahs?
You can a lot. With snow leopards, with their spotting, it is different in every one, so that is one of the signs that you can see that. But mostly their tails are usually about the same length, so you do kind of have to go off that spotting pattern.
So are all three of the snow leopards ever in the habitat together at once? If not, why?
They are not all three together at once. It's only ever Shanti and Baya, and Ty will be separated from them. And that's because we try to, in the wild, once Baya was born, the father would have gone away because they're very solitary animals. So we just don't ever want to, we don't let Ty in with Baya at all.
Can someone take a snow leopard home?
It is not recommended to take a snow leopard home. They are a lot of work, and their diet and all their requirements are very, very hard to tend to, and it is not recommended.
They're also a dangerous animal.
Exactly, they're very dangerous.
Do they like to be pet or scratched?
We will do sessions with them. We will never pet them, but we will do sessions for injections. So we will do kind of tactile touching sessions, and we will use sometimes a back scratch or paper clip to get them ready for injections, but they do typically enjoy it.
Do you blow bubbles for them to chase?
We do blow bubbles as a form of enrichment. Sometimes it's day-to-day. Sometimes they enjoy it. Sometimes they don't really interact with them at all.
Lucas wants to know if Baya is kind.
She is very kind. She's very nice to us, and she's very nice to her mother. So yeah, she's a very kind cat, just like her mom.
Are they as soft as they look?
They are very soft.
Do they act like domestic cats?
Every once in a while, especially if you put boxes in there or anything like that, if anybody has a domestic cat at home, cats love boxes, and we will see them sitting in boxes and stuff like that, or how Baya is rolling around right now with this balloon, so they will definitely act like that.
What is causing snow leopards to be endangered?
One of the big reasons of that is habitat loss, and then also the human, the human predation of snow leopards.
Cooper wants to know if snow leopards purr.
They don't really purr. They will do a chuff So a chuff is kind of a greeting that they will use. It's somewhat similar to a purr, but they do not purr like a domestic cat.
How big was Baya when she was born?
Baya was only a couple pounds when she was born, so she grew up real fast.
So while Shanti and Baya are out in the habitat, where is Tai Lung?
Tai Lung is in his bedroom right now relaxing, and what we'll do is for half the day we'll put Shanti and Baya out here on habitat, and then around 2 o'clock we put Tai out, and that way he can have some time out here to relax and enjoy himself. But right now he's currently in his bedroom.
Why are their tails so long?
Their tails are very long. That is for balance when they climb up, the tall mountains and stuff like that, and then also for protection. When they're laying down, they can wrap that around their face and their body and keep them warm and keep the wind out of their face.
Sam and Jack want to know, how fast can they run?
They can run, top speed, probably around 35 miles an hour.
Do they hunt together?
The mom will show the cub how to hunt, within that first couple years. And then once the cub is reliable at hunting, they are able to hunt solitary.
What is their favorite spice?
Cinnamon. They really, really enjoy cinnamon.
Like a zebra, are there spots unique to each and every one of them?
Their spots are unique to each and every one of them. So Shanti has different spots and a different pattern than Baya does, than Tai Lung does also. So this is again Baya pestering her mom a little bit, but it's her birthday, so she can do what she wants to.
Since they are on meat diets, do they get dental cleanings every year?
What we do is we will examine, and they are taught behaviors to open their mouth. So the keepers will go, and just about every day when we train them, we will have them ask them to open up their mouth, and we can check their teeth. And then once a year they get a full physical where our vet staff will also examine their teeth. So yearly they get an actual exam on their teeth and their mouth.
Can you share a little bit about the eye diagnosis that Baya got when she was born, and then the procedure she underwent last summer?
Yeah, she was diagnosed with some of her tissue was missing, and it's something that happens before they are even born. Some of the tissue was missing around her eyes and her eyelids, so we kept an eye on it. And then shortly after she was born, as she got a little bit older, we had a surgeon come in and helped fix her eyelids. So we just kind of did a little bit of an eye surgery for her, and she is healed extremely well, and it doesn't even, affect her at all.
So where were Shanti and Tai Lung born?
Shanti was born in Michigan. I'd have to double check where Tai Lung was born.
I think it was the Blank Park Zoo in Iowa.
Yeah, I think he's from Iowa, but we could definitely find that information easily for them.
So how does it work that they now have paint on them?
So what they'll do is they'll kind of clean themselves off, throughout the next couple of days with all the paint on them, or they'll even groom each other. So Shanti can help clean Baya off, and vice versa.
I don't know if any of you remember our old snow leopard Roscoe, but paint used to be one of his very favorite enrichment items, and he loved to rub on it. So what does their talking sound like when they're talking to each other?
They will chuff a lot, and it's kind of like a quick, not like a purr sound, but it's a very quick chuff, and I am not very good at it, so I don't want to try to do it.
So is the green paint safe for them?
Yes. Everything we do for enrichment for all of our animals, we make sure that it's safe, and our vets, make sure it's safe for them. So it is water-based paint that will just come off with, when they clean themselves or any moisture.
Is there anything inside the cake?
The cake is just paper mache on boxes, so we didn't put anything in the cake. It's just cardboard boxes.
Will you have to give Baya a bath now that she is green?
We will not give Baya a bath. What we'll do is kind of keep an eye on it the next couple of days, and Shanti will more than likely give Baya a bath.
Was there anything inside the green ball that they are both so obsessed with right now?
There's nothing in it. I think they are just obsessed with that paper mache product, and it's a novel thing for both of them. They don't get this paint a whole lot, so I think they're just really enjoying tearing into it.
Why is Baya so cute?
That is a good question. I think a lot of it's her personality. For me personally, I think she loves to play, and she's always, to me, I always say every day is like the best day in the world to Baya.
Elijah wants to know if you need to trim their nails.
We do not typically trim their nails. What we'll do is they will kind of do that. You see all these logs in their habitat. They'll scratch on those, and that'll help keep their nails trimmed for us. And we did find Tai Lung was born in LA, actually.
Okay.
So yeah, there was that answer.
The Los Angeles Zoo.
Yeah, Los Angeles Zoo.
He came here from the Blank Park Zoo, though.
Yes.
So what is the birthday candle made out of?
That is just a small box with paint on it. So it's literally just a cardboard box with some paint, and then that's just a piece of butcher paper in there, kind of acting as the flame of the candle.
So will you ever separate her from her mom?
We will eventually. If we don't get a recommendation for her this year, we will try and work on a separation plan for her, because in the wild, in the next year or so, she will be separating from her mom to begin with. So that is something we do have that we would need to work on.
How big can their paws get?
Their paws can get very big. You can see Shanti, she's a full-grown adult, and that's the best indicator of how big they can get. They're kind of really big snowshoes, if you will.
Have you seen any different behavior from the snow leopards now that there are no visitors here?
I have not. With these two, Tai Lung tends to typically spend a little bit more time on habitat, but with Shanti and Baya, they're still acting the same they would if we were open and there were guests around.
All right. We'll have time for just a couple more questions. So will Shanti ever have any more cubs?
That is something, again, the species survival program will let us know. She is 11 years old, so we're kind of just playing that by ear, and we also have to see with Baya and how genetically represented Shanti is. That is something that will let us know in the future.
All right.
All right. And happy birthday, Baya, and thank you, everyone, and we hope to see you soon.
Baya's going to continue to enjoy her birthday party for the rest of the afternoon.